foundation I lean on, my woman, my wife.
My Woman, My Woman, My Wife. A very special song in Marty Robbins' career. It was special because it won Marty his second Grammy Award, but even more so because it was one of the rare insights into a very private side of Marty Robbins. That side is his family life. And here's the lady that song was written about. Marty's very, very special and very lovely wife, Marizona. Hello. How are you? I'm fine. You look wonderful. Thank you. I understand that you and Marty met in a soda shop. What were your first impressions of him?
Oh, I was only 15.
Uh-huh.
And he had just gotten out of the Navy, and he was, I like to say he was fresh out of the Navy because he was very, very fresh the first time I saw him. He came in and he was quite flirty. Mm-hmm. But I think it must have been love at first sight. I was 15 and he was 20, so my mother thought he was an old man.
An old man at 20?
Right.
Oh, well, what's that
She
make
wanted
me?
to know why I wanted to date that old man. But he drove up on a motorcycle while I was working in the malt shop, and he said, he told his buddy, he says, I'm going to marry that girl. First time he laid eyes on me.
Really?
So I worked till midnight, and he asked me if he could walk me home during, you know, each night, and so that's how it started.
So what was it that got you from, I mean, your name has Arizona. What is it that got you to move, you all to pack up bag and baggage and move to Nashville, Tennessee?
Well, I have to tell you this. We were living in a one-room trailer, and Marty was making about $14 a week, and he used to say, I'm going to be on the Grand Ole Opry and I'm going to make records. And I didn't want to discourage him, but I really didn't believe it. But he really had that, he used to say, if I want something badly enough and I pray for it, God will give it to me. And so he was doing a television show every day, and I think Jimmy Dickens, and there were others, I believe, who had seen him. And he got an offer to be on the Grand Ole Opry for I think just a guest spot at first. And then they liked him, so we moved to Nashville, and I'm telling you, it was hard on me because I loved Phoenix.
Marty and Marizona's marriage lasted 34 wonderful years, and he was blessed with 2 children, Ronnie and Janet. Did he share a lot of his childhood with you? Did he talk about growing up and where his music came from?
Well, I think he didn't talk a lot. In my early childhood, he didn't talk about his childhood much because he had a pretty, I think he had a pretty hard childhood. His biggest influence, I think, was probably his, I guess we have found out since we've started researching that it was his grandfather. His name was Texas Bob Heckle, and he was probably a medicine man. I don't know. He's a little bit of everything. He was supposed to be a Texas Ranger, and just a pretty colorful guy, you know. And I think he was really instrumental in planting a lot of seeds in Daddy's mind that, that became song ideas later on.
So he had a choice of becoming a medicine man, a Texas Ranger, or a musician. I think we're all pretty glad he chose the musician.
I think I am.
Janet, now you've written a lot of songs, you sing as well. Very, very musical, very talented family. Tell us a little bit about growing up with Marty Robbins.
Dad is my idol. He was. Every time, if he were on the road and maybe I would get a little lonely or start missing him, then I'd just go get an album, put it on, put on a cowboy hat, pretend I was Marty Robbins, or go out on the range and then come back to earth and into my real little life. And he was my idol.
Really?
Sure.
That's
sure
terrific.
He was. I always wanted to be able to sing as well as he could.
Yeah?
I still do.
A lot of people do.
Are you Daddy's little girl?
Oh, always, of course. I was Daddy's little princess.
Oh.
Yes. Well, being the only girl, it wasn't difficult to do.
Little rat.
Yeah. That too.
Yeah.
I remember how excited she was once when she came back from Florida after being down there for a while, and she said, Mama, Daddy is a great entertainer. She said, I knew he could sing, but I didn't know he could entertain.
I was 19 years old before I ever saw my own father before, I believe, so when I came back, I made the realization, or found the realization, that he was a good entertainer.
It was hard to picture him when we were growing up as an entertainer because we didn't see that side. You know, he was totally different. When he was at home, he was very much a father, very much, you know, just a family man, and he went to great extremes to separate that. And the first time, well, of course, I saw him on TV, I think, when I was around 3 years old, and back then there were about 4-foot cabinets and about a 10-inch screen, and it was big enough to get somebody inside of one, you know. But being 3 years old, I thought he was inside of that box, and I was looking around behind it trying to figure out how to get him out, you know. And I really never saw him again, I guess, until I was around 15, when I went on a road trip with him to Charlotte, North Carolina. It was a big package show with the Osmond brothers, and it seemed to me like Farron Young was on that. I don't remember now, but he was the headliner, Dad was the headliner, and that was about a 20,000-seater Coliseum, and it was full.
I've heard a lot about the work being work and family and home life being family and home life, but I understand that there's a time or two where those boundaries were crossed, where a little bit of work happened not only with Marty out on the road, but with you as well.
My son, my son!
I was encouraged to get in show business. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'd gotten into it if he hadn't encouraged me, but he didn't, you know, he never was pushy. He always let me, you know, go to school and flunk out, work with little college bands, and I don't know, he really let me learn for myself what I wanted to do, and he showed me by experience rather than just by saying, this is the way it needs to be done, or this, you know, do it this way because that's the way I say. He wasn't like that, and he showed me how to do it by his experience and really, you know, just by being a good teacher, and he was.
And Janet, now, being Daddy's little girl, and being someone, Marty, who's been in show business for so long at the time, and knowing what on the road is like, and knowing what all the kind of the perils of show business are, did he have any specific advice or particular warnings to give you about getting into showbiz?
Lots of warnings. As far as advice, probably the best advice, and that could go towards anything, not only just performing, just believe in yourself. And when other people recognize that, that they will also believe in yourself too. And it works.
How come you didn't sing?
You know, I often say I sure hate to live on what I could make singing.
Well, you will be around forever in a beautiful, beautiful song, My Woman, My Woman, My Wife.
Hands are strong, but rain clouds, doing work that never gets done. Hear this loss of the beauty, right too many hours in the sun. Eyes that show some disappointment, and there's been quite a lot in her life. She's the foundation I lean on, my woman, my wife. Every day has been uphill. We climb, but we can't reach the top. I'm weak and I'm easily discouraged. She just smiles when I want to stop. Lips that are weary but tender, with love that strengthens my life. A sailor dress made of gingham, my woman, that river. Lord, you know what she's worth. Give her that mansion up yonder, 'cause she's been through hell here on earth. Lord, give her my share of heaven. If I've earned any here in this life,